What if I told you that a small, almost laughably simple morning habit could make a 70-year-old move with the strength and energy of someone in their 30s? No pills, no gym memberships, and no strict diets. Just one action, done right after you wake up, that quietly rebuilds your muscles day after day. Sound too good to be true? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to unravel a secret that doctors overlook, fitness gurus don't talk about, and seniors who use it swear by it. Let's uncover the science and truth behind this powerful daily habit. The harsh truth about aging and strength loss. Most seniors don't lose strength because they stop moving. They stop moving because they lose strength. It's a cruel cycle, and it starts earlier than you think. After the age of 30, adults begin to lose muscle mass at a rate of 3 to 8% per decade. By 70, many have lost over 30% of their muscle mass. But here's what they don't tell you: it's not inevitable. You can reverse it. You see, muscle isn't just about looks. It's about stability. It's about independence. It's about getting out of a chair without needing help, climbing stairs without gasping, and yes, even preventing deadly falls. And that's why this tiny habit we'll reveal could change everything for you. Why most exercise advice fails for seniors. Before we dive into the habit itself, we need to address something important: why most advice out there simply doesn't work for people over 65. You've probably seen it before: enthusiastic young trainers on YouTube demonstrating exercises that look more like circus acts. Or generic health articles saying, just lift weights. Easier said than done. The truth is, your body has changed. Joints are stiffer. Recovery is slower. And certain exercises can actually hurt more than help. That's why we need a new approach, one rooted in science and built specifically for aging bodies. And that's exactly what this trick delivers. But we'll get there in a moment. First, let's look at the silent epidemic most seniors don't realize they're battling every day. Sarcopenia, the hidden muscle thief. There's a name for this steady muscle loss: sarcopenia. It begins quietly in your 40s or 50s, and by the time you hit your 70s, it's in full swing. Weakness, fatigue, shrinking legs, poor balance. Most people mistake it for just getting old. But that's not accurate. Sarcopenia is a disease. And like many diseases, it has a treatment, if you catch it in time. Here's what the research shows. Even minimal resistance or bodyweight activity, if done daily and in the right way, can dramatically slow or even reverse sarcopenia. That's right, reverse. And that's where this morning habit comes in. You don't need hours. You need intention. One of the biggest myths in senior health is that you need long, sweaty workouts to see results. But the latest science says otherwise. In fact, one study from the Journal of Applied Physiology found that just 5 minutes of focused, consistent activity in the morning, done correctly, can lead to measurable gains in strength and balance within 8 weeks. 5 minutes. So, what is this magic habit? Don't worry, we'll get there soon. But first, let's talk about why the morning matters. The morning window. Why timing is everything. Here's something most people never think about. Your body is in a unique state first thing in the morning. Your hormones are primed, your nervous system is resetting, and your muscles are more responsive to activation. This is why athletes often do light morning movement, even on rest days. It doesn't just wake you up, it activates your deep muscle memory, engages your core, and sets the tone for the entire day. Now imagine harnessing this window, not for running marathons, but for restoring lost strength. It all starts with one thing you do every single morning already. And with one small tweak, it becomes a powerful trigger for muscle regrowth. Deep inside every muscle you have, there are fibers waiting to be activated. Think of them as quiet workers, only stepping in when absolutely necessary. As we age, these fibers get lazy. Not because they're broken, but because they've been ignored. They're called type 2 muscle fibers, and they're responsible for strength, speed, and power. These are the same fibers that help you catch yourself when you trip, rise from a low chair, or carry groceries up the stairs. Here's the problem. Traditional exercise routines often miss them entirely, especially in older adults. But the tiny morning trick you're about to learn? It hits those fibers right where they live. And the best part? It's easier than you think. Why walking alone isn't enough. Now don't get me wrong. Walking is great. It's good for your heart, your mood, even your joints. But walking is a type 1 fiber activity. It engages your endurance muscles, not your power ones. To rebuild real strength, you need short bursts of effort. You need controlled tension. And you need activation of the deeper muscle layers that walking simply doesn't touch. That's why so many seniors who walk daily still struggle with weakness or balance issues. It's not your fault. You've been given incomplete advice. And today, we're about to complete the picture. The 5 rules that make this habit work. Before I reveal the habit itself, let me share the 5 rules that make it so effective. It must be done within 30 minutes of waking. It must involve intentional, controlled movement. It must last between 3 and 6 minutes. No more, no less. It must target your core, hips, and thighs. It must feel slightly challenging, but never painful. Miss one of these rules, and you'll miss the results. Follow all 5, and you'll start to feel the change within 2 weeks. Let's break them down briefly so you know exactly why they matter. Timing is everything. The 30-minute window. After waking up, your nervous system is in a reset phase. Think of it like a blank slate. Movements done during this time create stronger neural connections. That means your muscles learn faster and respond more powerfully. If you wait until the afternoon or evening, that window closes. This is why this habit only works if done in the morning. And yes, this is backed by studies in geriatric neuroscience. Controlled movement. Why slow is stronger? Most people think strength comes from pushing hard or lifting heavy. But real strength, especially after 60, comes from control. Moving slowly, holding positions, feeling the muscle contract. This teaches your body to recruit more fibers with less effort. And that's exactly what you need. So if you're imagining jumping jacks or lunges, don't worry. That's not what this is. This habit uses a single, slow movement that can be done anywhere, even in your pajamas. Short but specific, the power of 5 minutes. It might sound too short to be effective, but the truth is, your body adapts to intensity, not duration. In fact, a short, focused burst of effort every day beats a long, sloppy workout once a week. Especially for seniors whose bodies thrive on consistency. We're not building the body of a 20-year-old, we're restoring the strength that belongs to you now. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Core, hips, and thighs. The stability trio. Why do we focus on these 3 areas? Because falls, fatigue, and frailty all begin here. Your core keeps you upright. Your hips help you stand and walk. Your thighs give you power and balance. Ignore them, and daily tasks become harder. Target them, and everything improves. And yes, this habit targets all 3 in one simple motion. Slight challenge, no pain, the gold zone. If it hurts, it's wrong. But if it's too easy, it won't help. We're looking for that sweet spot, that gentle burn, that light shaking in the muscle. That's how you know your body is being activated, not strained. This habit respects your joints, listens to your body, and works with you, not against you. And now that you understand the rules, it's time. Let's reveal the habit. Here it is. The habit that seniors around the world are starting to use every morning to rebuild lost strength and regain independence. It's called the morning muscle anchor. And yes, it takes only 5 minutes. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This one habit activates your core, hips, and thighs in a precise sequence that trains your body to fire up strength from the inside out. Let me show you how to do it step by step. Step 1. The wake-up anchor, 1 minute. Before you even get out of bed, lie flat on your back. Legs straight. Arms by your sides. Now, take a deep breath in, and slowly pull your belly button toward your spine as you exhale. This is called core bracing. You're telling your deep abdominal muscles to wake up. It protects your back, improves posture, and sets the stage for strength. Repeat this slow breathing and bracing pattern for 60 seconds. Focus. Feel the tension. This is your anchor. Why it works. Seniors with weak cores often struggle with balance and back pain. This subtle contraction rewires your core muscles without strain. Step 2. Seated tension rise, 2 minutes. Now sit up on the edge of the bed or a chair. Feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Hands resting on your thighs. Now here's the move. Slowly rise up from the seated position without using your hands. Go halfway up, just before fully standing, then sit back down slowly. Do this for 1 full minute at a controlled pace. Don't rush. Don't bounce. Control is key. Rest for 30 seconds. Then repeat for 1 more minute. Why it works? This simple motion triggers your thighs, glutes, and hips, especially the type 2 fibers we talked about earlier. And doing it slowly increases fiber recruitment without joint impact. Step 3. Standing core hold, 1 minute. Now stand fully upright. Feet together. Arms at your sides. Slowly raise your heels off the ground. Hold the position for 10 seconds. Then lower. Repeat this for 1 minute. You'll feel your calves, lower back, and core engage to maintain balance. This stimulates the stabilizing muscles around your ankles, knees, and pelvis. Why it works? Seniors often lose strength in their feet and calves first. This habit reverses that, helping you stay light on your feet and less prone to falling. Step 4. Gratitude breath plus posture lock, 30 seconds. Finally, stand tall. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin slightly. Imagine a string lifting the crown of your head to the ceiling. Hold this proud posture for 30 seconds while breathing deeply. This isn't just physical, it's psychological. You're claiming the day. You're telling your body, I'm strong, I'm steady, and I'm here to thrive. And that mindset, that's part of the magic. The full routine, recap. 1 minute, lying core brace, in bed. 2 minutes, seated tension rise, from chair/bed. 1 minute, standing heel raise hold. 30 seconds, posture lock and gratitude breath. That's 4.5 minutes. Leave a few seconds for transitions, and you've completed the morning muscle anchor. No equipment. No noise. No excuses. You've learned the habit. You've seen how simple it is. Now let's look at what actually happens in your body when you do it consistently. Because this isn't just a feel-good routine. It creates measurable changes, ones you can see, feel, and even track over time. After 7 days, the wake-up shift. Most seniors report the first change around day 7. It's subtle. You notice you're getting out of bed with less stiffness. You walk to the kitchen with more ease. That feeling of heaviness in your legs starts to fade. What's happening inside? Improved neuromuscular signaling. Your brain is relearning how to activate the right muscles at the right time. Early core engagement. Your abdominal muscles begin to switch on faster throughout the day. Circulation boost. Morning tension movements pump fresh blood through underused tissues. It's not dramatic yet, but you'll feel it. And that gives you the confidence to keep going. After 14 days, strength awakens. By the 2-week mark, the real transformation begins. You rise from chairs more easily. You catch your balance faster on uneven ground. Your thighs feel firmer, even if the scale hasn't changed. What's happening now? Type 2 fibers are reactivating. These are the strength fibers you've been targeting. They're starting to rebuild. Balance muscles improve. Tiny stabilizers in your ankles and hips are becoming more coordinated. Joint protection increases. Better muscle control means less pressure on your knees, hips, and spine. And here's something else. Many seniors report less fear of falling by this point. Because when you feel stronger, you trust your body more. After 30 days, real transformation. This is the tipping point. By day 30, you're not just feeling better, you're functioning better. You climb stairs with less effort. You stand longer without fatigue. Your posture is taller, more confident. Inside your body, here's what's happening. Muscle density increases. Yes, real muscle growth, even in your 70s or 80s. Metabolic improvements. Stronger muscles mean better blood sugar regulation and circulation. Brain-body connection sharpens. Reaction time improves, and movement feels more natural. And perhaps most important, you've built a new identity. You're no longer slowing down. You're rising up, rebuilding, restoring. The surprising impact on mental health. Let's take a moment to talk about something unexpected. Many seniors report better mood, less anxiety, and even improved sleep after a few weeks of this habit.
Why?
Movement triggers endorphins, the feel-good chemicals in your brain. Consistency builds confidence and purpose. Small wins compound into emotional strength. And when you start your day with intention, it shapes everything that follows. You begin to walk differently, think differently, live differently, all from 5 minutes. Every morning. Now that you know how powerful this tiny habit can be, it's crucial to protect your progress. Believe it or not, even the simplest routines can fail if done incorrectly. Let's walk through the most common mistakes seniors make when starting the morning muscle anchor, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Moving too fast. The biggest trap. Speed. Many seniors, eager to feel the workout, move through the motions quickly. But when it comes to rebuilding strength after 60, slow is strong. Rushing through the movements shifts the load to your joints instead of your muscles. And that increases risk, without offering benefit. The fix. Count slowly in your head. For example, when doing the seated rise, go up for 3 seconds, hold for 1, and lower for 3 more. This controlled tension is what activates the deep strength fibers. Mistake 2. Skipping just this once. It's easy to say, I'll skip today and get back on track tomorrow. But here's the truth. Consistency is everything. Your body thrives on rhythm. Missing a day doesn't just delay progress. It tells your brain this habit isn't a priority. And that erodes motivation over time. The fix. Anchor the habit to something non-negotiable. For example, I do it right after brushing my teeth, or before I make coffee. Make it automatic, just like putting on socks. Even if you don't feel like it, do it anyway. Your future self will thank you. Mistake 3. Doing it too late in the day. Timing matters more than most people think. If you wait until after lunch or dinner, your energy dips, your joints stiffen, and your brain becomes less receptive to neuromuscular rewiring. Morning is when your hormones, nervous system, and muscles are most responsive. The fix. Aim to complete the routine within 30 minutes of waking. That's the window when your body is most ready to learn and change. This also creates momentum. You start the day feeling accomplished, and that impacts every decision that follows. Mistake 4. Ignoring posture and form. If you slouch, twist awkwardly, or lean too far forward during the routine, you're not only missing results, you could be adding strain to your lower back or knees. And remember, this habit works because it trains your body to move with precision and control. The fix. Use a mirror if needed. Focus on alignment. Back straight. Shoulders down. Core gently engaged. Knees tracking over your toes. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness. Mistake 5. Comparing yourself to others. Progress looks different for everyone. Maybe your neighbor added squats to their routine, or your friend claims to walk 10,000 steps a day. It doesn't matter. This habit is about you, your pace, your body, your journey. Comparing yourself to others only leads to frustration, pressure, or giving up altogether. The fix. Track your own wins, no matter how small. Did you do the habit 6 days in a row? That's a win. Did your legs feel less wobbly today? Another win. Progress is personal. Celebrate it. Bonus mistake. Not listening to your body. Some seniors push too hard, believing pain means progress. That's false and dangerous. Pain is your body saying, stop, adjust, listen. Soreness is okay. Discomfort from effort is okay. But sharp, stabbing, or lingering pain. That's your signal to pause and modify. The fix. Learn to differentiate between challenge and harm. If you're unsure, reduce the range of motion, slow down, or ask a qualified physiotherapist. This morning habit is powerful, but let's be honest, not every senior has the same level of mobility or health. That's why it's so important to customize the habit to your current condition, so you can benefit without risking injury or frustration. Let's walk through some common physical limitations and how to adjust the morning muscle anchor safely for each one. Condition 1. Knee arthritis or joint stiffness. Knee pain is one of the most common barriers to movement in seniors. But avoiding movement only makes it worse. The key is to modify the load on your knees while still engaging your thighs and hips. Adaptation. When performing the seated rise, don't go as deep. Instead of coming halfway up, try lifting your hips 1 inch off the seat and holding for 2 seconds before sitting back down slowly. Place a cushion under your feet to reduce knee angle and joint compression. Do the movement more slowly and fewer times, focusing on control. Bonus tip: apply a warm compress to your knees for 5 minutes before starting the habit. This increases blood flow and eases stiffness. Condition 2. Lower back pain or past injuries. If you've suffered from back injuries or chronic lower back pain, you may be afraid to engage your core. But avoiding core activation actually weakens the muscles that protect your spine. Adaptation. When doing the core bracing exercise in bed, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the mattress. This supports your lower back and makes the bracing movement gentler. Focus on breathing deeply and don't suck in your stomach harshly. Just a gentle contraction is enough. Avoid fast transitions between lying, sitting, and standing. Take your time. Reminder: if your pain worsens during or after, consult a physiotherapist before continuing. Condition 3. Hip replacements or hip pain. With artificial hips or chronic hip pain, your range of motion may be limited. That's okay. You can still strengthen the muscles around the joint, and that makes all the difference. Adaptation. When seated, place your feet slightly wider than hip width. This opens the hip joint and allows smoother movement. Only perform partial rises from the chair, maybe just 1 to 2 inches off the seat. Engage your glutes, but muscles, consciously during the lift. Important: never rotate your leg outward or inward during the movement. Keep your knees pointing forward. Condition 4. Balance disorders or vertigo. If you struggle with balance, don't try standing heel raises without support. Adaptation. Stand next to a wall or sturdy chair. Keep your fingertips touching the surface, not gripping, just balancing. If that's still too much, do seated heel raises. Sit in a chair, feet flat, and lift your heels while keeping toes on the ground. You'll feel the same calf and core engagement. When doing posture holds, lean against a wall and focus on shoulder alignment without closing your eyes or tilting your head. Goal: you're training your balance gently. Even tiny improvements reduce your risk of falls dramatically. Condition 5. Severe fatigue or chronic illness. Some seniors deal with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, or even recovering from illness. You might think 5 minutes is too much, but remember, the habit is modular. Adaptation. Start with just 1 minute a day. Choose only the core bracing for the first week. When ready, add the seated rise. Then the heel raise. Then the posture hold. Pace yourself. What matters is consistency, not perfection. The habit is yours. Own it. The morning muscle anchor isn't a one-size-fits-all routine. It's a template, one you can mold to your needs, your energy, and your body's current reality. Some days, you'll feel stronger. Other days, you'll feel slow. That's okay. The fact that you show up, that's what matters. Because the people who regain strength in their 70s, 80s, and beyond aren't the strongest. They're the most consistent. Let's talk about something unexpected, but incredibly powerful. You've learned that the morning muscle anchor helps rebuild strength. But what you might not realize is this. This tiny habit doesn't just change your body, it changes your day. Why? Because of a psychological and physiological phenomenon called habit momentum. And when you understand how it works, you'll see why 5 minutes in the morning can lead to healthier choices all day long, without even trying. What is habit momentum? Habit momentum is the idea that one positive action leads to the next. It's like pushing the first domino. Once it falls, the rest follow automatically. In seniors, this is especially important. When you start the day with a win, even a small one, you set a tone of intentionality, competence, and control. And that mental state makes you far more likely to move more throughout the day, eat more nutritious meals, stay engaged socially, sleep better at night. All from a 5-minute decision in the morning. The biological chain reaction. Here's what actually happens inside your body. Increased circulation from the habit boosts brain oxygenation. This leads to improved focus and mood throughout the morning. That positive mental shift influences decision-making, especially around food and activity. You subconsciously seek movement, maybe standing more, walking farther, or stretching during TV breaks. At the end of the day, this leads to deeper, more restorative sleep, which feeds into better strength and healing overnight. This is not guesswork. It's documented science. Just 5 minutes. But strategically placed at the start of your day, it triggers a cascade of healthy actions. Real-life examples. How it shows up without you noticing. Imagine this. You wake up and do your morning muscle anchor. You feel more alert. Now instead of skipping breakfast or grabbing something sugary, you prepare a small, protein-rich meal. Later, when your friend calls to invite you for a short walk, you say yes, instead of hesitating. You climb the stairs without thinking. You stand taller when talking to the cashier. You smile more. You feel more like yourself. None of that feels like exercise. None of it feels like hard work. But it all began with 5 minutes of muscle activation. The momentum multiplier works both ways. It's important to know, this momentum effect also works in reverse. If you skip the habit, your brain starts the day without structure. You may feel sluggish. You're more likely to eat poorly, sit more, and feel tired. One skipped day can snowball into a week. That's why this habit is sacred. It's not just movement. It's a mental signal. A declaration. I am taking care of my body. I am building strength. I am in control. And that belief. That's what makes seniors unstoppable. There's nothing more powerful than hearing from people just like you. Real seniors who decided to take back control of their bodies, starting with just 5 minutes a day. Their stories are not miracles. They're the result of small, consistent actions that added up to extraordinary outcomes. Let's meet 3 of them. Meet Robert, 73. I thought I'd never walk without my cane again. Robert had a bad fall at 71. He fractured his hip and was told by doctors to take it easy from now on. He used a cane. He avoided stairs. He sat more than he stood. Then he heard about the morning muscle anchor through a senior wellness group. Skeptical but curious, he started with just the core bracing and seated rises, no more than 3 minutes each morning. In his words, I couldn't believe how sore my legs were after the first week. I thought I was past that. But then something changed. I stood up one morning and realized I didn't reach for the cane. I didn't even think about it. By week 6, he was walking unaided. By week 10, he was taking the stairs again, slowly but confidently. Robert's strength came back not because he did something extreme, but because he never missed a morning. Meet Elena, 81. I danced at my granddaughter's wedding. Elena had always loved to dance. But after losing her husband, she slipped into depression and became mostly sedentary. Her legs weakened. Her balance became shaky. Her daughter, concerned, introduced her to this habit. Elena resisted. I'm too old, she said. But after watching a few instructional videos, she agreed to try. She began with the standing heel raises, using her countertop for support. After a week, she added the posture holds. Then the seated tension rises. Her confidence returned. She moved with more grace. She stopped fearing the floor beneath her. When her granddaughter's wedding came around, Elena didn't sit in the back. She danced. It wasn't graceful. It wasn't perfect. But I danced, and I hadn't done that in 10 years. The habit brought back her spirit, not just her strength. Meet Patricia, 65. I got stronger than I was before my illness. Patricia went through cancer treatment at 63. She lost muscle, stamina, and most of her appetite. After recovery, her doctors encouraged her to walk, but even short distances exhausted her. Then she stumbled across a health article that mentioned the morning muscle anchor. She tried it while still weak, doing only the breathing and posture portions. But she did it every day. Week by week, she added more. First heel raises. Then seated rises. Eventually, she created her own 3-minute variation. Today, at 65, she says, I'm stronger now than I was at 58. I wake up with purpose. I move better. I'm not just surviving, I'm rebuilding. Her story reminds us, recovery isn't about the big leaps. It's about staying in motion, gently, every morning. Your story could be next. You've heard what others have done. Now the question is, what will you do with this habit? You don't need permission. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't even need perfect health. All you need is a decision. Because 5 minutes a day, every morning, could be the start of the strongest years of your life. You've already learned and mastered the morning muscle anchor. But what if you could amplify its effects, not by adding hours of effort, but by stacking a few tiny changes right after it? This is what we call habit stacking, using the momentum of one good action to trigger the next. Here's how to build your ultimate senior morning routine, one that rebuilds strength, boosts your energy, and supports longevity. No stress. No pressure. Just 3 small add-ons. Step 1. Hydrate with purpose. 1 glass, 1 ingredient. Before or right after your morning muscle anchor, drink 1 glass of water. But here's the twist. Add a pinch of sea salt or half a teaspoon of lemon juice.
Why?
After a night of sleep, your body is dehydrated. Muscles, joints, and even your brain are low on fluid. Plain water is good, but with a tiny pinch of minerals, it hydrates faster and deeper. Benefits: improves blood flow to muscles, reduces morning fatigue, aids joint lubrication, enhances muscle contraction efficiency. Just 1 glass. That's it. But it sets your metabolism, hydration, and energy on the right path. Step 2. Protein priming. 10 grams within 30 minutes. Muscle building in seniors doesn't start with movement. It starts with amino acids. Research shows that consuming just 10 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking significantly boosts muscle protein synthesis in older adults. This could be 1 boiled egg, a spoon of Greek yogurt, half a scoop of protein powder in water, a slice of turkey or cottage cheese. You're not eating a full breakfast yet. You're priming your muscles to absorb the benefits of the morning muscle anchor. Think of it like feeding your body's repair crew. Without fuel, the repairs slow down. Step 3. Gentle flow, the 5-minute flexibility boost. After your morning muscle anchor and your water and protein, consider adding a gentle mobility flow, a short sequence of movements to loosen your spine, shoulders, and hips. Here's a simple one. Neck circles, 3 slow in each direction. Shoulder rolls, 5 forward, 5 backward. Arm swings, side to side, gently. Standing torso twists, 10 reps. Hip circles, 3 each way. Ankle rolls, 5 each direction. This entire sequence takes less than 5 minutes. Why do it? Because strength without flexibility is incomplete. And seniors with both strength and mobility have far lower risk of falls, fractures, and chronic pain. This flow wakes up your joints and tells your nervous system, we're moving today. Optional add-on, gratitude or visualization, 2 minutes. Close your routine with something for your mind. Sit comfortably, hands on your lap, and breathe deeply. Say 3 things you're grateful for, or visualize something you want to do with your renewed strength. It could be, I will climb that hill behind my house again. I will hold my great-grandchild without fear. I will walk into the room with confidence. This mental focus boosts motivation, lowers cortisol, and enhances neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change and improve. You're not just training your body. You're training your identity. Putting it all together, the full morning stack, 15 minutes total. Morning muscle anchor, 5 minutes. Glass of mineral water, 1 minute. 10 g of protein, 2 minutes. Mobility flow, 5 minutes. Gratitude/visualization, 2 minutes. This entire routine takes about 15 minutes, less time than most people spend scrolling through their phones in the morning. But the impact, lifelong. You've mastered the habit. You've stacked it with powerful micro-routines. Now comes the part that keeps you going when motivation fades. Tracking. You don't need an app, smartwatch, or expensive journal. What you need is a simple visual system that reminds you. You're improving. You're committed. You're stronger than yesterday. Let's build your personalized strength calendar, the one that shows your journey clearly, one day at a time. Step 1. Create a visible calendar space. Choose one of the following: a printed monthly calendar on your fridge, a wall calendar next to your bathroom mirror, a paper notebook with dates written in, a dry erase board you can update daily. The key is visibility. You want to see your progress every single day. This becomes your proof of progress, especially on days you don't feel like it. Step 2. Use a simple marking system. Every morning you complete your morning muscle anchor. Mark the day. You can use a check mark, a colored dot, a small star, a short note like plus mobility plus protein. The mark isn't about impressing anyone, it's about building identity momentum. Each mark says, I'm someone who shows up. I'm rebuilding my strength. Step 3. Add a weekly reflection. Once a week, perhaps Sunday evening or Monday morning, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What felt easier this week? Did I miss any days? Why? What's one thing I want to improve next week? You can write this in a notebook or simply reflect on it for 5 minutes. Why it works? It builds awareness, which improves consistency. It helps you catch early signs of plateau or resistance. It reinforces your long-term vision. This step keeps you mentally engaged, which is just as important as physical strength. Step 4. Track strength milestones, optional but powerful. If you want to go further, add monthly milestones you can test at home. Here are a few ideas. Chair rises in 30 seconds. How many can you do with control? Balance time on 1 foot. Can you hold for 10 seconds? 20. Posture snapshot. Take a monthly photo standing tall. Walking distance. Time yourself walking 100 steps and note improvement. These are not competitions. They're private victories. Each improvement reminds you, I'm not declining, I'm rising. Step 5. Plan for missed days without guilt. Life happens. You'll miss days. That's okay. Here's the mindset. Missing 1 day is a pause. Missing 2 is a pattern. If you miss a day, forgive yourself immediately. Mark it with a circle or dash. Show up the next day. No guilt. No excuses. The habit survives because you return, not because you're perfect. Bonus tip. Create a monthly why reminder. At the start of each month, write 1 sentence at the top of your calendar. I want to carry my own groceries again. I want to walk confidently into my granddaughter's wedding. I want to feel proud when I look in the mirror. This anchors your habit to something emotional, not just logical. Because strength isn't just physical. It's about freedom, dignity, and possibility. You've come a long way. You've learned the morning muscle anchor, customized it for your needs, stacked it with powerful microhabits, and even created a tracking system to stay consistent. But here's the final and most important step. Make it part of who you are. Because true transformation doesn't come from doing something once. It comes from doing it until it becomes part of your identity. Let's explore how to lock this in, not for 30 days, but for the rest of your life. Stage 1. From action to identity. At first, this habit is something you do. But over time, with consistency and awareness, it becomes something you are. You go from, I'm trying to build strength, to, I'm someone who starts my day with strength. That shift changes everything. How to help it happen? Refer to it by name. I'm doing my morning anchor now. Talk about it to others. This is my strength routine. Celebrate consistency, not intensity. You're not chasing motivation. You're reinforcing identity. Stage 2. Evolve the habit when you're ready. Once the habit is part of your routine, you may want to evolve it. That doesn't mean making it harder. It means keeping it interesting and aligned with your progress. Here are a few safe and effective upgrades. Add light weights, like water bottles, to your seated rises. Do heel raises with eyes closed to challenge balance. Increase the hold time on your posture or core brace. Add a second round of the full sequence if you feel strong. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Small tweaks keep your muscles guessing and your mind engaged. Stage 3. Protect it from disruption. There will be weeks when life gets in the way. Travel, illness, guests, stress. The goal is to preserve the habit, even in its smallest form. If you're away from home, do just the lying down core brace. Skip the full stack but do one part. Use your journal to mentally rehearse it. You can shrink the habit. You can modify it. But don't break it. Even 2 minutes keeps the fire alive. Stage 4. Share it to strengthen it. One of the most effective ways to solidify a new lifestyle is to teach it to someone else. If you have a friend, spouse, sibling, or neighbor who's also aging, share the morning muscle anchor. Not to preach, but to say, "This helped me. Maybe it can help you." You reinforce your identity, support someone else's health, and create accountability all at once. And who knows? You might even create a small circle of morning warriors. Stage 5. Reflect on the big picture. Once a month, or once a quarter, step back and ask, what has changed since I started? What can I do now that I couldn't before? What parts of life feel easier, freer, more alive? Write it down. Tell a family member. Look in the mirror and say it out loud. Because it's easy to forget just how far you've come when you're focused on daily progress. But make no mistake. You have rebuilt something powerful. Not just muscle, but dignity, resilience, and the quiet confidence that says, I am not done yet. Closing message. Start tomorrow morning. So what happens next? Simple. Tomorrow morning, wake up and begin. Just 5 minutes. Breathe. Move. Brace. Rise. Stand tall. And watch what happens, not just in your legs, your back, or your core, but in your life. Because you're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. If this video helped you, share it with another senior who needs strength, hope, or a fresh start. And if you want more science-backed, easy-to-follow tips to stay strong, mobile, and independent as you age, make sure to subscribe to The Elder Way. This is just the beginning. Your strength is not behind you. It's waiting every morning, right where you left it.